President Barry Jagdeo is meeting flood-affected farmers and residents in the Mahaica, Maikoni, and Abari areas discussing interventions and other relief packages.
The shortage of kerosene countrywide will be rectified by Wednesday when an overdue shipment arrives.
And the Ministry of Health says lives are at risk as the blood bank is 60% below the stock level needed for normal services.
And of course, we'll bring you the latest sporting action in the Diamond Mineral Water and NCN Sport News. Hello, good evening. I am Janelle Prasad.
And I'm Paul Moore.
With this edition of the 6 o'clock news for today, Monday, January 5, 2009. Here's what's happening.
Thanks, Janelle. 36-year-old minibus conductor Lalbachan Goban has been shot in the abdomen following a robbery at Flour Mill Road, Agricola. At about 14:50 hours, the man who lives at 1515 Seaview, Cornelia Ida, West Coast, Demerara, was on his way to the city when he was robbed by a dreadlocked armed bandit of cash in his possession. He was immediately rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he is currently in a critical condition. NCN has learned the bandit managed to relieve Gobin of 1,000 Guyana dollars only. Police say investigations are ongoing. The Guyana Water Incorporated is appealing to residents in flood-affected areas to take precautionary measures when using potable water, since some may be contaminated. In this regard, the company will intensify its water distribution process with the donation of more than 1,000 water cans from the Guyana Red Cross Society. Details to Monica Jones.
GWI CEO Karan Singh says it is likely that there are cases where water was contaminated because of broken mains in affected communities, so the water company is increasing its monitoring mechanism to prevent such situation.
What we're also trying to do is to run our pumps 24 hours. If we run our pumps 24/7, then chances of polluted water getting into the lines are less. Hopefully, with no interruptions from the power company, that will be a good strategy. But if you do have power outages and the pumps don't work, then there is definite possibility of intrusion of contaminated water.
The CEO says residents must ensure they treat all water before consumption. In the meantime, the Guyana Red Cross Society Secretary General Dorothy Fraser today donated some 1,000 water cans that will be distributed to affected residents.
But it is intended to be able to have GWI, when they take out water, to be able to give the jerry cans to participants and beneficiaries in the community, who can then have the containers filled with the clean water, put the covers on, and get home safe water that they can use. They're very durable. They're usable over and over again, so of course they can bring these containers back out for refill.
And Mr. Singh believes the cans are ideal for storing water since they are sealed. He says they will be distributed to critical areas as identified by the Civil Defense Commission. UNICEF also contributed 50 water tanks to assist in the distribution process. Onika Jones, the 6 o'clock news.
Well, President Barry Jagdeo and a high-level team are visiting flood-affected farmers and residents in the Mahaica, Maikoni and Abari creeks. NCN's Edward Lane, who is with that team, said the discussions on interventions and other relief packages are ongoing. Here's more.
During the visit, farmers have complained about millions of dollars in losses, including several thousand acres of rice lands and hundreds of cattle. According to farmers, water accumulated by rainfall was further compounded with the release of water from the Conservancy through the Maduni sluice. Some farmers have also blamed other farmers, mainly those in the rice industry, for using heavy machines on the access roads and fail to repair them. President Jagdeo, in response, has committed to assist affected farmers with seed paddy and fertilizers to return to their fields. He has also committed to provide an excavator to assist with empolering of rice lands in the Abari area. The excavator will conduct 2 days of work for each farmer. The president has, however, played down a request for foodstuff, noting that it is not a consideration of his administration at this time to provide foodstuff as part of its flood relief effort. The president has also outlined government's plan to construct a canal from the Conservancy to the Atlantic Ocean at Hope, East Coast, Demerara. This, he says, will cost in excess of 3 billion Guyana dollars, which will be funded by the government. However, this project will result in some other infrastructure being delayed. The president has also hinted that works on phase 2 of the MMADA will commence soon. Meanwhile, Agriculture Minister Robert Pusod will meet with cattle farmers in the three areas next week to look at government assistance. Several communities across the country, including the Mahaica, Maikoni, and Abari areas, were inundated for several weeks now. Edward Lane reporting for NCN from the Abari Creek.
The shortage of kerosene countrywide will be rectified by Wednesday when the shipment arrives. According to Guyana Oil Company, it is believed that poor weather condition has affected the arrival of the boat. Gas station operatives around the country said there has been a shortage of kerosene even before the Christmas season.
Well, two armed bandits have robbed a Prospect taxi driver of $9,000 around 22 hours 10 yesterday before hijacking his white Toyota Carina AT192 motor car with number plate PJJ 5288. Reports are that Orrin Brooks had been hired by the two men at Bel Air, and upon entering the vehicle, they held him at knife point before relieving him of the cash. They then put Brooks out of his vehicle and drove off.